Before learning the characteristics and classification of plant insects, let's first make a basic introduction to insects and understand what their characteristics are. There are many insects around us, such as butterflies, dragonflies, beetles, and so on, as well as cockroach crawling around the house. In Chinese, kun means many. Indeed, insects are the most diverse species in the animal kingdom, accounting for 2/3. Currently, about 1.5 million species are known. This illustrates the diversity of insects. Going back to the history of insects, there were arthropods-like insects on Earth as early as the Carboniferous period 350 million years ago, long before dinosaurs and us humans. Dragonflies, cockroaches, are ancient species. From the fossil can be seen, dragonflies with a wingspan of up to 1 meter is the largest insect on the Earth has ever lived. At that time, millipedes were up to 5 feet long. According to the study, such a large size is related to the high oxygen concentration of the environment at the time. That's the second thing about insects. They're old. However, as the Earth's environment changed, the vast majority of insects evolved to the smaller size they are today. It takes up little space, makes it easy to get enough food, and avoid predators. The large number of insects represented by termites stems from their strong fertility, which is conducive to the recovery of the population after encountering harsh environments. It's easier to survive. Small size, large number, and strong fertility are the performance of insects' strong adaptability to the environment. The adaptability of insects is also manifested in the characteristics of metamorphosis. They have a certain difference in the shape and different lifestyles in the juvenile and adult stages, which increases the opportunity for them to adapt to the environment. Cicadas, for example, hide in the roots of trees during their young period to suck up juice and survive the nymphs safely. The adult stage stays on the trunk and branches, replenishing nutrients and completing reproductive tasks. Compared with humans, insects have a wider distribution space. In deserts, snowy mountains, high altitude, rivers, and other areas, there are traces of them, such as mountain weta, namib desert beetles. That's because they have wings that allow them to fly, and they have the skills to deal with harsh environments. Check out this namib desert beetle, which collects moisture from the air in the morning in an inverted body position. It is because of these characteristics and skills that insects can be passed on from generation to generation. Now that we know the characteristics of insects, let's look at how they relate to humans. Relative to people's needs, we divide insects into harmful and beneficial groups. That is, pests and beneficial insects. Let's look at these two aspects separately. The first is the harmful side, and there are health pests and agricultural and forestry pests. Sanitary pests refer to the species that can transmit human and other animal diseases, such as mosquitoes, flies, cockroaches, etc. Agroforestry pests refer to species that feed on plants or transmit plant diseases, such as citrus fruit flies and aphids. Beneficial insects can be divided into natural enemy insects and resource insects. Natural enemy insects refer to the species that feed on pests, such as dragonflies, ladybugs, and ichneumon. Resource insects refer to the species that can bring economic benefits, such as the familiar bees, silkworms, bean worms, and so on. People use natural enemy insects to control pests. There are many successful cases, such as trichogramma to control corn borer, Chow's wasp to control American white moth. Natural enemy insects play an important role in the field of biological control. Resource insects include more species, and some pests have also been developed as resource insects. Medicinal such as cordyceps, exuviae. Edible such as beanworm, namely bean moth, silkworm, chrysalis, and so on. There are also types of industrial raw materials, such as lac-worms that can extract dyes and cochineal worms that can provide edible-grade pigments for cosmetics. Some insects are full of treasure. For example, silkworm larvae spit silk can be woven silk. The pupal byproduct of silk reeling is also served as food, delicious, and have the effect of improving immunity. Even the excrement of the larvae is used as silkworm sand in Chinese medicine. In addition to the resource value of insects reflected in the above aspects, we can even make them into works of art, such as the intangible cultural heritage, butterfly wing painting, which retains the beauty of butterflies on the painting paper in a unique way. Through the above introduction, we understand the main characteristics of insects are long age, diversity, strong adaptability to the environment. We also learned about their close relationship with humans. I hope you will continue to explore and learn about insects from now on. Well, today's lesson is over. Students, goodbye.